One of the most common things that I get told when I'm chatting to fellows online is, I'm eating in a calorie deficit, but I'm not losing any fat. Is that quite right, brother? Perhaps you are eating to your set amount of calories, but you need to make an adjustment to put yourself back into a deficit to get yourself losing on a consistent basis, which you will need to do at points, but most of the time, it's not that. We've usually got something else going on, and no, it's nothing to do with your insulin. It's nothing to do with not doing fasted cardio. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly what it is from my own personal experience with myself and with coaching 250 clients over the last 4 years. So I'm not just plucking this out my arse, and I know that you're gonna see yourself in at least one of these. The first thing is you're getting stung by your activity trackers telling you that you can eat back calories burned. Those trackers, first of all, are wildly inaccurate. And secondly, the way that you're gonna lose fat is by being in a calorie deficit and consuming less calories than your body needs to maintain weight. So it makes no fucking sense to eat calories back that you've burned. Don't do that. Have your set amount of calories and ignore everything else. If you do some extra activity some days and you burn some additional calories, great, but don't eat additional calories because of that. I'm sure if you gave it enough effort, you could have a 50-calorie wank. That doesn't mean have an extra square of chocolate. I know it'd be great to think we could do a little bit of additional exercise to then have a little bit more food, to have an extra 400 calories on a day-to-day basis. All because our watch tells us we've done a good job, but they're fucking miles off it. And we want to be in a deficit, you dickhead. We want to be eating less than we need. The second issue, and this is probably the most common, is you're letting yourself off the hook, or you're just generally shit at tracking. So tell me, does this look familiar? I'll just have one. One won't hurt. Goes on to have 4. I know this is full fat mayo and loads of calories, but a little bit won't hurt. Extra 200 calories there. It's a weekend, baby. I've been good all week. The football's on. Your weekly calorie intake looks a little something like this. Let's say your deficit is 2,000 calories, 14,000 calories across the week. You're having 2,000 calories Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday and Friday, there were pastries in the office, so you had that on top of your planned food, so we're at 2,500 calories. And Saturday, Sunday, you went out for a few beers, had a meal out, had breakfast, and we're at 3,000 calories for both days. So instead of hitting 14,000 calories, you ended up at 17,000 calories. Just the 3,000 over the top every single week. So around an extra 12,000 calories per month. That'll stop you losing fat. This isn't an exaggeration. I've had these same conversations with clients that were over-consuming 500 to 1,000 calories plus every single day. All because they were either being lax with their planning, they weren't tracking ahead, or they just weren't aware of their actions. Now, you don't need to eat the exact same amount of calories every single day. If you know you like going out, having a couple beers at the weekend, maybe a little bit of food, you can take calories from other days of the week to then give yourself extra on, say, Saturday, Sunday, but your weekly total will still be exactly the same. It's your weekly adherence that will make all the difference. And right now, your adherence is shit across the week as a whole, and that's why you're not losing body fat. The third mistake is not structuring your life to support you and your goals. You're relying on discipline, and discipline is like a muscle. It gets tired, it gets worn out, and yours is fucking dead. You're going to the supermarket hungry, without a list, you're walking down the aisles, the smells are punching you in the face, kicking you in the dick, and then you get to the fresh bread, the cookies, and all hell breaks loose. An hour later, you're balls deep in a packet of cookies because you walked past them once, twice, maybe even 3 times, but then you walked past them again and went, fuck it, I'm having them. You leave the cookies that you didn't eat on the side thinking, oh, I'll just eat those later, I'll have them across the week as a whole, and I'll balance out the calories. But every time you walk past them, you have a decision to make, and you know how good those cookies taste. So the discipline cycle starts all over again until the cookies are all gone. So you're setting yourself up to fail before you've even gone shopping. One of my clients was having this issue all the time with the oat and raisin cookies. He'd buy them thinking he could stretch them across the week and plan them into his calories, but when he would have one, he would then want another one and another one until they were all gone. And then he would go out and buy more, which caused him to massively overshoot his calories. Most people don't fail when it comes to actually eating the food because they've already failed before then. They failed before they even went shopping, or before the week began because they skipped out on their meal prep. So we need to make it easier for ourselves to stick to. Have a routine in place where you write your shopping list, when you know when you're going to be cooking your food, when you're going to be eating your food, when you're going to be out doing your steps, when you're going to be training. Know when you're doing what. Never go shopping hungry. I never do that. If I do, I'm still going to buy random shit. So make it easy for yourself by setting your environment up to succeed. And if there is junk food in your house, put it out of sight so that you're not having to consciously think about it all of the time. Another problem I see with guys is they shit their pants if they don't see progress immediately. They'll pull their calories back, or they'll add a load of extra cardio in until their adherence goes to shit, which then stops them losing fat. Whilst fat loss is linear if you're in the same size deficit every single day, weight loss is not. You will have weight fluctuations due to 101 different reasons. Maybe you ate a little bit later the day before, you've not had a shit yet, you ate a little bit more salt the day before, you had some more carbs, whatever. I use a 2-week rule with myself and with clients when it comes to making adjustments. If you've nailed it for 2 weeks, absolutely bang on, and you've still not seen the movement that you want, we can then look to make an adjustment. But before you do that, be brutally honest with yourself. Am I being genuinely adherent 100% to my training, to my steps, to my nutrition? If you're, say, 2K steps under on a day-to-day basis, you're going to be burning a lot less calories. So if you then want to put your food down as a result of that, you're eating less calories when you should just improve your adherence first of all. Who wants to eat less if they don't have to? I definitely don't. Don't make changes until you've earned the right to make changes. And if your adherence has slipped, just figure out why that is and look at solving the problem at the root cause. Potentially you've got a little bit of diet fatigue and you need a period of maintenance just to give you a bit of a refresh. Maybe you need to look at how you're doing your shopping, that sort of thing. Maybe you're not managing your hunger particularly well, so you get into the evening and you're raiding the biscuit tin. But if we are getting to the point where we do need to make an adjustment, this is what I would do. This is a generic example, but this is a best fit for most people, but it would differ from person to person depending on their situation. I'd look at increasing steps by 2,000 on a day-to-day basis as one option. Another option would be to add 20 minutes of weekly cardio or reduce calories by 5 to 10%. I would pick one of these and run that for 14 days. If you're overly hungry, I'd look to keep food where it is and increase expenditure. If hunger's in a really, really good place, but energy's not great, then we might look to reduce food. After the 14 days, reassess and see where you're at. The truth is, most people just aren't consistent enough for long enough. The key here is accuracy and honesty. There is no point making changes if you're not being adherent. So it really boils down to this. Your adherence isn't very good and you need to fix that. Or your metabolism has adapted to the situation it's now in. You've probably lost weight, and as a result of that, you require less calories to remain the same. And you then, therefore, need to make an adjustment. Before anybody pipes up and says, oh, well, I'm just not eating enough and that's why I'm not losing fat. Shut the fuck up. How would people starve to death if that was a thing? Just go and look at prisoners of war. They never stopped losing weight because they weren't eating enough. They were constantly in a giant deficit, so kept losing weight. Their bodies didn't go, joke's on you, we're not starving anymore because we're not eating enough calories. Never happened. Our metabolisms no longer need food. It's just not a thing. So either your adherence sucks, which is the most common thing, or you need to make an adjustment. Now, if you found this video useful, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're sick of figuring all of this out for yourself and you just want to be able to take action with a guaranteed path to success where you can lose fat and build muscle, then I'd love for us to have a chat. There's an application form link in the description of the video. Fill that one out with your goals, and then I'll be in touch for us to have a chat about your current situation. And from there, we can see if we're a fit. And if we are, happy days, we can get going. If we're not, well, sucks to be you. Jokes, I'll always do my very best, at the very least, to send you away with something that's going to help you move forwards towards your goals. See you next week.